Hello and welcome to Church of Gimmick, a series where I take a look at the gimmicks wargaming gives ships and how those gimmicks make the ship good, fun, cripplingly over-specialized, or maybe all three at once. Today we have the Paolo Emilio, also known as the YOLO Emilio. The ship is definitely in the all-at-once category. It's incredibly fun to play, one of my favorite ships, and it can definitely carry, but it's also extremely situational. It's because this ship's main gimmick, as you've seen, is rushing down ships with fuel smoke and deleting them with torps from inside of proxy detection. This playstyle is incredibly fun, and being able to remove a ship from the game guaranteed regardless of remaining HP is an incredibly strong tool. As such, Paolo pays for this tool heavily. The concealment's 7.1 kilometers with a full build, the ship is massive, has a giant turning circle, and the guns are decent at best. You shoot sap with about the same DPM as Shimakaze, but because you build Paolo for guns, as the torps only work in conjunction with your consumables anyways, your DPM ends up being pretty good for the tier. You have more armor than a normal DD with the 60mm belt, but it's not enough to count on like Cabo's armor. And the last thing to mention is the AA is terrible, and you can't really use your smoke to disengage from a CV since your smoke has such a long cooldown and doesn't last long. This means that anytime you have to pretend to be a real DD, you'll have a hard time. Anytime a CV comes for you, you'll suffer. Sometimes enemy DDs or radar will simply zone you out and you won't be able to do your job. You're an ambush predator. You need a lone battleship away from his radar buddies or tucked up next to some islands for you to sneak up and cover, meaning BBs that play close to hydro, radar, and DD support will make your life difficult. You'll really need to think about what you're doing, and playing this ship well takes an incredible amount of skill. Despite all the downsides and all the times a CV comes to ruin your day, this ship is all worth it for those moments when the enemy radars are dead or on cooldown, and you get to smoke towards a tight group of enemies knowing none of them are going to be floating in 50 seconds.
Generatore di fumo avviato.
Double depth strike, double strike.